Hi, my name is Jason. Welcome to Focus Intuitive. This channel is all about sharing my knowledge and understandings of the tarot with you. The more I share with you, the more I'll understand and appreciate, and hopefully, the more you'll understand and appreciate. Today, we're going to look at the twos of the Waite deck. We'll begin with the Two of Wands. Now, wands represent fire. So when you think of the wands, think of Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. So if you know any of those people, if you know a little bit about astrology, you'll know some of the characteristics. The wands energy is one of not sitting still, of looking for the next big thing. When you draw this card, there might be an energy about you which says you're looking for the next big thing. Look at the character of this card. Seems quite successful, and he's up there overlooking his domain. He looks like he's got it all under control. He has a bit of status there. See how he's higher than the rest. But he's in a fort or a castle. He's quite protected there. So he's looking out over the ocean to those mountains in the distance and looking at this ball, which is the world. He's seeing here that the world is his to do whatever he wants. He's looking for the next thing. Now he's got one hand on his wand, and the one behind him seems attached to that wall. So even though this person wants to go out and explore and adventure, he may be held back just a little bit. Have a look at his red hat. The red hat that he has is indicating that he might have some fire, an idea where he wants to move on to the next thing, okay? Have a look in the distance out there. Distance, you see those mountains, those pink mountains. He's looking for inspiration. Okay, so he's looking for a new challenge and he wants to perhaps head towards those mountains or out in the distance. If you know a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, that kind of energy, people with that kind of energy, they don't like just sitting there in one place feeling boxed in. So when this card is drawn, there's usually a question of stay or go. And most of the time it's going to go. And this person's just thinking of, right, what can I do next? This person needs to do something next, otherwise they'll get a bit bored and some of the energies they have might turn into a negative energy. And you've probably heard about reversed cards. So all the excitement and imagination and energy of this, if it's not expressed, of this energy, if it's not expressed, could turn into a negative quality and end up in melancholy, boredom, perhaps laziness. So this card is encouraging whoever gets it to make that move, to start thinking about what's next. Okay, so it's quite an encouraging start for initiating something. The Two of Cups. This is a beautiful card to get. This indicates that a soulmate is around somewhere, perhaps coming, or you've just met someone. Have a look at these. This is two people coming together. Now, each of these people has a crown of sorts. And what that's telling us is these are two independent people have sovereignty over themselves. So they're ready to come together as individuals to make this union. Above them, you'll see the winged lion. Now, the lion in many books represents sexuality and strength, and the wings represent the spirit. Have a look at how the wings are covering these two, bringing them together. This is almost like a divine union, two individuals of their own sovereignty coming together. And you'll see the staff with the two snakes on it, okay, the caduceus, they call that. And that is about give and take, equal give and take. It's actually an old trade emblem, but it's come to have a lot in tarot to do with soulmates coming together in a beautiful relationship. So it's closely related to the Lovers card. Now, this card indicates a coming together and really strong possibilities. It doesn't necessarily say happy ever after, but certainly the foundations are there and the beginning of a new love affair. Okay, so that is a beautiful card to have. Okay, if you have a look at the clothes on the male, He's he looks very similar to the Fool. Okay, that's just an observation I've just picked up there. The Two of Swords. When you draw the Two of Swords, this is perhaps a sign that you've put off making a decision in a way to protect yourself. You might have dug yourself into some kind of a hole. And you'll see the moon is a waxing moon. That pressure is just building and building. If you've got this card come to you, or your querent's been dealt this card, then there's something there. They've got themselves into a position. They need to make a decision to get out of this somehow. Now, they might be waiting for more information. You see that blindfold there. So they need to make a decision about something, but they're waiting for more information or for something to happen. Sometimes that blindfold is they've put that on themselves, okay? And so they're unwilling to see the truth. Now, the energy in this moon is building and building. If a decision is not made, if this person doesn't make a decision, then you could probably expect the death card or the tower moment to come and make a decision for them. Okay, so, and it might not be the one they want, but it's an uncomfortable position to be in. And by being defensive, it's counterintuitive. Sometimes we defend ourselves and we defend our heart and our emotions, and that seems to compound the problem. When we release them and express ourselves and allow ourselves to be vulnerable, then that blindfold comes off and those swords can come down and we feel so much better. Okay, so uh, this card really requires the whoever receives it to make a decision, okay, depending on what other cards are around it. And they will know what it is, okay? So they would have got themselves into a position where they need to sort of get out of a place, and the pressure is building and building, and that's why they're seeing this card here. It's telling them to get out of that situation, otherwise it's a very uncomfortable place to be. The Two of Pentacles. This can be an optimistic card. Okay, this card shows this character here dancing around with a couple of pentacles almost infinitely. He can keep going like this as long as he likes. Okay, so you'll see it's that figure eight, sort of like the infinity symbol. He's got these pentacles going round and round, so he's juggling quite happily and can handle things. You'll see the ships on the seas in the background. So this person can handle the ups and downs and the ups and the downs, just like those ships out there. Okay. What might happen though is that if this person wants to take on more, this card's saying that something might have to go. So, for example, if it's associated with a death card, something else wants to come in, then something might have to go out to keep the flow going. Otherwise, this person might get stuck in a cycle going round and round and stop new things coming in. But it's not necessarily a negative card. You can see he's having quite a good time here doing this. It's sort of like multitasking, and this might go on indefinitely, but it might stop new things coming in. So this card just asks the person, whoever receives it, to think about, does something else need to go? Can you really take on more without something going out? But generally, it's a card that you're quite competent, you're handling things. It just might slow you down though if you're looking for new stuff to come in. So there's a look at the twos of the Waite deck. I hope that helped you there. Please get in touch with me if you've got any questions about that or any cards you'd like me to have a look at for you. That'd be great. And please leave a comment, give me some feedback. That's always welcome. See you next time.